Hi, NPFN Forever. Thank you for writing me a video response. And first, I just want to apologize that you didn't find my video of use. I was not aware, first, of your age and a couple of the details you mentioned. I didn't know that you had a blog that was really seriously talking about Nellie's behavior, and I wasn't aware that her parents were deceased. And I'm sorry about that for both of you guys. I didn't mean to mention the parents in the video. Um, and I wouldn't have if I had known that they're not here, obviously. But, I guess what I really feel in your videos is a lot of anger. And I kind of get the sense that you don't want help. I don't know if that's true or not, but whether or not it's true, that's what I'm going to assume at this point. And I'm going to back off. I'm not trying to invade your space in any way. I'm not trying to say, this is right, you're wrong. I'm not trying to argue with you. I just want to help you cope. I wanted to give you some mechanisms that I thought maybe might aid in your hand, and maybe they wouldn't. I know that you said that coping is in many way a way of giving up. But much of the opposite, coping is a way of surviving. It's a way of pulling your resources together to keep going in a difficult situation. And a lot of times a person can be a major proponent of a difficult situation. I think that for all of us, if we're going to make it anywhere in life, we have to cope. We have to come up with different strategies to deal. And, sometimes things really aren't fair. Sometimes the situation just isn't right. And we still have to cope with it. We still have to survive it. And it takes strength. And you've obviously got a lot of strength. You've obviously overcome a lot in growing up with a sister who has a mental illness. I just kind of wanted to make a few comments on what you said. Again, I'm not trying to argue with you. And I would never want to cross lines, boundaries, or make you feel threatened. So please, please, please don't. If anything I say offends you, please take it with a grain of salt. And, write me back again and let me know. I'm glad that you did what you did, and I'm glad that you told me, hey, this isn't going to help me. But I first wanted to say that what you're saying about Nellie is not necessarily applicable to all people with opposition defiant disorder. It is not a choice. ODD is a very, very complex condition, and it really, in my opinion, is a description of several conditions. It's not just one thing. Sometimes it's rooted in mood swings. Sometimes it's rooted in God, attachment issues. There's so many things that can be going on outside of just ODD, and I'm not saying that's what's going on with Nellie, because obviously I don't know her. I don't know you professionally or personally, and I'm not a professional. You also at one point asked me to explain, a little bit about my experience. Well, I'm a first year college student right now, studying psychology, just wrapping up my first year, and I've done a lot of different volunteer stuff, and I've done a lot of writing. I've written for Autism Digest. I've written an article for Tempo magazine on helping kids with learning disabilities succeed in school. I've also volunteered with co-facilitating a group for mentally ill adults called RAP. And I've been taking groups and taking things like that since I was 12. I was misdiagnosed with several conditions actually, until I found out that I had Tourette syndrome and obsessive compulsive disorder. And I went to a high school for kids with mental illness, and I was kind of almost completely engrossed in it. I saw many, many, many people with opposition defiant disorder and bipolar disorder in the school I went to when I was in the hospitals. And I mean, again, I don't have a degree. I don't have the right, fortunately, to diagnose anything. I don't have the right to treat anything. But, I do have the right to, help out if I can. And that's all I really try to do. I'm not trying to intrude. I'm not trying to color you wrong again. But I just want to, give a hand, when I can. Another thing I noticed that you had said in your videos, and I have to use that saying another thing, I hate that slang, by the way, is you feel that leaving is for your own safety is another way of giving up. And again, you know, like coping. Sometimes you just have to leave a situation. Sometimes a situation is so ridiculous that it's to be, you know, I'm out of here. I can't take it. This isn't working for me, and just to run off, you know. And I mean, not like for a long period of time, but you know, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just go get an ice cream, you know, to go read a book or something to leave. It's not giving up. But when she's mad, you're mad, and it's getting up, you know, and all this ignorance is going on, and there's not much you can do. I mean, sometimes leaving is an option, and maybe it's not an option for you, and maybe it's not an option you want to take. And that's okay, you know, everyone's different. What works for me doesn't work for everyone. Might work for some people, you know, might not work for you. But that's just something that can happen. And the last thing I heard you say was kind of something about outreach. You know, you feel like there are people out there, but not people you can relate to. You feel like, I know you said something about aunts and uncles feeling that they were, quote, dope heads or something like that. And sometimes it does feel that way, that there aren't a lot of people out there that, you know, you can relate to. And I can relate to that, and I'm sure a lot of people can. But there's always going to be somebody out there you can talk to. I mean, I don't know if you're in school right now, or, you know, I don't know how old you are again. But, I mean, even some of your friends, just to say, hey, this is what's going on with my sister. You know, and I know it's not like casual dinner conversation, but let somebody know what stresses you're going through can really take it off you. It can really cut things down and really help you deal. And I mean, again, it's not for everyone. Not everyone likes to reach out. I know when I was going through a lot of things, reaching out was a huge thing for me, just to get that support. I mean, and a lot of it really wasn't my fault. A lot of it kind of was other things, and it was something I had to do. Not always I would mention the other person, but I'd say, you know, this is what's going on with me, you know. And I feel like a little powerless, of course. You know, I want to lend you a hand, and I feel like I can't. And, you know, obviously you don't have to accept my hand, and, you know, maybe I can't give you a hand as I'd like to do, but, you know, I'm just putting it out there. Sorry if I offended you. I could say more, but at this point I'm going to leave it and just leave it an apology. If you want to hear more, let me know, but I get the feel that you don't, so I'm not going to. And best wishes, you know, thank you for replying, thank you for letting me know how you feel. I'm gonna run, Jen.